What's going on, guys? It's EP from the Coaches Vault. I got two great coaches with me for the coaches profile today. So we're going to be introducing Leo and Marcus. Marcus is my oldest friend that I have on this coaching blog, man. We met in college, and he's a great guy, great bodybuilder, okay? Smart as hell, but also dumb as hell at the same time. It's weird how it balances out perfectly, okay? But anyway, I got Leo. I met Leo after my internship at Syracuse down in Houston. We worked at 24 together. Man, this guy knows his shit. Okay, great power lifter, strong as hell, the strongest chicken legs on this down south. Man, he's great. He's a great guy. These guys are going to be blogging for you, and I just wanted to take some time to kind of give them more, flesh them out, and give them more background. Okay, so first things first, let's go, Leo. Just give us like a quick background on who you are as a person, as a coach, all this kind of stuff. Go ahead.
All right, guys. I am a father of two and a husband. I've been coaching on and off for how old am I? For like 10 years. I got my degree in kinesiology, athletic medicine. Right out of college, I started online personal training and then ended up becoming a assistant fitness manager at 24. Had a career change, but then kind of got back to coaching because once you have that itch, it never goes away. So just recently, EP hit me up. I'm getting back full time into this. I power lift. I do some strongman stuff. Just recently got back into ollie lifting. I kind of just like to be strong. And my legs may be small, but they squat over 500 pounds. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there for any videos.
You gotta let motherfuckers know. You gotta let motherfuckers know. You gotta let them know. I ain't mad at you. All right, Marcus. Okay, give us a brief background on who Blacktimus Prime is.
So graduated from
It's a
William
great name.
Patterson with a. Well, I know. I'm tell a story. Graduated from William Patterson with degree in kinesiology as well, with a minor in health studies. Ended up once I got out, working at the fitness manager at first at New York Sports Club, then transitioned as just a personal trainer at New York Sports Club, and now currently I am a personal trainer at Equinox. Got into bodybuilding as like a whim because the football coach for Willie P told me I was too small, so ended up just busting my ass to get bigger, and the next thing you know I'm in bodybuilding, so that shit was crazy. Excuse my language. My name on Instagram, Black Miss Prime, was given to me by a friend who literally saw me transition from my off-season shape, which is me a little bit on the chubby scale like Evan right now, to this Greek god. So it was a big transition. So he gave me the name Black Miss Prime. But I've been doing everything possible to just get myself out there as a coach and learning as much as I possibly can, and really just been hiking on Evan every time I see him. So that's all about me.
Well, first off, you can go to hell. Second off, you're lucky I love you. Okay. Yeah, Marcus is my brother. We crack on each other all the time, man. But man, that's all love. All right. Anyway, okay. Going into the next thing. All right. I just want to go over both of yours coaching philosophies, how you coach your clients, some things you like to see, some things you like to change, how you kind of coach yourself. Okay. So Marcus, why don't you go first for this one?
For me, I'm a person who loves to push, you know what I mean? Because you never know what you're able to achieve unless you push yourself to the limit. Um, so normally I like to see all my clients, I like to just really test their limits to see how far I can just push them, whether it be a new weight that I feel that they can accomplish to maybe they can do one or two reps, but then, descale after that. But normally I always tell my clients, look, no matter what the weight is, try to lift it as many times as you can for as heavy as you can go, with perfect form. You know what I mean? As long as you have perfect form, no matter how heavy the weight is, you'll be able to crank those a certain amount of reps out. And if you can't, we'll just lower it. So that's been always my philosophy: just push, push, push. So,
Okay.
Man, I'm right there. That's the exact same philosophy I have. One of my favorite quotes is "There's no growth in comfort." It's super easy to get content with what you're doing in life, and especially in fitness. So when coaching these people, doing something as simple as I dealt with a lot of older clients at 24-hour, having to go on a 20-inch box and squatting down. Next week, going to an 18-inch box. Next week, going to a 16-inch box. Next thing you know, there is no box. All like that. So my philosophy is the same. It's pushing you, getting you out your comfort zone. Obviously, you got to be smart with what you're doing. I'm not going to put 400 pounds on a 7-year-old lady and say, squat this shit, you got this. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
but at the same time,
But you should. I'm just playing now. Don't do that. Don't do that whatsoever. But
Be like, hey, you want that disability though, right?
yeah,
yeah,
Let me
that is
help you
true.
get there.
That is true.
I'm trying to help you make money. You help me out.
Exactly. It's a win-win situation. I get paid for trading you. You get paid because you're hurt. It's a win.
Boom, there you go, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
But still, like, especially with I'm 26, and I think most of the coaches are kind of around the same age here. Our generation is super complacent in just about everything we do. Want everything handed on a silver platter to us, and then we want to complain when we're not 25, making $1 million a year and only working 1 hour a day. So I try to take what I see from outside the world and do the complete opposite of it when it comes down to coaching people too.
Yeah, 100%. It's how you do. Like I always say, how you do anything is how you do everything. All right, so that's so you also have to practice what you preach, and that's very important. I think both of you guys do that. I mean, Marcus, we've trained and I've threw up multiple times, man. And Leo, bro, I've seen you be injured and like grow these past couple years, man. Get strong as shit. So these guys like are like exactly what they seem. They push their limits and they show it with their clients. Okay. Next thing. What inspires you to like coach life, to continue what you're doing, to do more? Like what inspires you each and every day, every time you wake up? Leo, I'll let you go first on this one.
What inspires me now is definitely my family, and most important, so I have a son who's about to be 2, and I have a daughter due in June. And so, especially when it comes to, I'll just keep it as fitness. When it comes to fitness, I don't want my kids to see a pussy of a dad. And that can be taken multiple ways, but I think when you see a man who is built and in shape and takes good care of themselves, it's an immediate respect, whether you acknowledge it or not. It's just natural. You see a big dude, you're like, oh shit, okay, that guy takes care of his business. So I don't want my kids growing up and seeing a dad who's lazy and complacent and unmotivated. So they're really like my biggest why of how I push forward in my personal fitness and how I push forward into my coaching and how I push forward into, business and my other self-development as well.
Yeah, kids kids are just sponges. They're a reflection of you. So if you kind of go ahead and be that lazy person, kids will kind of just see that and be like, all right, well, that's it. Dad does that. So
Exactly. That would be their norm. I want their norm to be way above everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, just move that fucking bar high. It starts with you. It doesn't start from the bottom up. It always starts from the top down. It leaks down. Okay.
Yep.
Marcus, you go ahead. What inspires you now?
Well, personally, I don't have any kids yet, or anything like that. But one thing that always scares me is the dad bod, and that's something that I always make sure that I always push myself in the gym so that I never will ever get called, "Hey, you got a dad bod." Never want that. Never want to talk about that.
People have somebody even tried yet?
No,
like,
because
has somebody even tried? No, not even yet. Okay, I'm just asking. I just might go ahead and do that. If that's your weakness, if that's your biggest fear, I just might go ahead and do that. But go ahead.
No, but my biggest fear is, to be told that you're a failure. You know what I mean? I really push myself every single day to be successful at anything I do, and just failing, just knowing the fact that I failed in something because I didn't work my ass off to get to my own expectations scares the living daylights out of me, because I used to work 3-4 jobs before, and the reason why I did that because I never wanted to be broke. You know what I mean? So the same thing falls in line with my job. I always hustle for the simple fact that I never want to be broke. I never want to be out of work. I never want to be that person that just sits around just doing nothing with their life. So I always tell myself the best way to never let that happen is to always push yourself at whatever you're doing, whether you're trying to make money, you're in the gym, trying to get into shape, just push. So my goal is, and my motivation is, never be broke, never be complacent, and never have a dad bod.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's a great tweet right there. Just like those 3 lines. But yeah, I think having the thing about having a fear of failure is sometimes it helps you succeed, but sometimes it kind of, what you gotta understand is that Mark is a little bit different than the usual people. Like people who are scared to succeed just don't even try. I guess that's the thing where Marcus is trying to say that he like is scared to fail, so he'll bust his fucking ass to go ahead and succeed. And if failure happens, like it's okay. He's gonna go ahead and keep hustling, keep moving forward. I mean, you
Have
don't want
y'all? I'm about to.
to.
It's Batman. In the last Batman movie with Bane, whenever Bruce Wayne broke his back and he was trying to use that rope and jump out the mountains, you know what I'm talking about? Like jump
Yeah,
out
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And that last
Yeah.
final jump, he kept missing it with the rope because he didn't want to die. And so the whole lesson of it was to take off the rope because that fear is what's going to push you to accomplish what you need to do. That's how Marcus is. He's not getting held back by his fear. He's got that fear is what's keeping him going and keeping him driving.
Yeah, but the one thing,
and a Batman line also helps motivation with everybody. Everybody understands Batman. Everybody loves Batman.
exactly.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. But yeah, no, 100%. I love it. All right. So next thing. Okay, I'm a firm believer that, especially that we're writing right now, reading is everything. Even if you're not reading like podcasts and stuff like that, like knowledge is power. Knowledge leads to action. So since we're writing a lot more, I believe that reading is important. So what are some of your favorite books, like top 3, top 5, coaching, life, whatever? Just go ahead and spitball that out. I'll let Leo go first for this one.
Okay, so number one book I think everybody should either read or listen to is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And and for those who don't know Napoleon Hill, he's like famous for Think and Grow Rich. He's famous for like just about all of self-development books from the modern age up till now. Like everyone takes their philosophies from him. But Outwitting the Devil, he basically locks himself in a room and he has a conversation with the devil. He plays devil's advocate with everything. And the book is it was so controversial. I think he wrote it in the 40s that it didn't get released till early 2000s because it calls out like every norm of society. It makes you really rethink everything. So if you haven't read that book or listened to it, Outwitting Devil's number one. And then more recently, David Goggins.
Yeah, that's a good book.
I just finished it for the third time on audio. Make sure you get the audio because he has like podcast style interviews between each chapter. But that book really will make you realize you're probably going on 30% instead of your 100 and to really push through. So those are like motivation mindset books. And as far as my fitness knowledge and stuff goes, Barbell Shrug is where I started back in 2012. So if you've never listened to any of Barbell Shrug's podcast, just start back in like 2016 and work your way forward. And also Kelly Starrett's the Supple Leopard, where it talks about all about fascia and stretching and mobility. And I really dove back into those philosophies now since I'm kind of in a transition period of like powerlifting and wanted to get into Olympic weightlifting, because if you're a hardcore powerlifter, chances are your hips are not good enough to catch a power clean at the bottom position like you should. So getting back to those philosophies is a must for any trainer and any person to increase their fitness.
Yeah, 100%. Supple Leopard is the shit. Another one I love that kind of helps with both of those aspects. The Squat Bible. Squat Bible is a good one too.
Yeah,
we haven't read that one yet. Squat Bible is a good one. Marcus, favorite books. Go ahead.
Number one right now is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I keep hearing about that book. I keep hearing. I need that. That's something I gotta read.
I haven't read that.
I'm surprised I haven't either. They keep telling me to read it. I just haven't yet. I'm trying to get with all this stuff going on. I'm trying to get into more like out of reading like the self-help kind of books and motivational books and go into fantasy just for a little bit and then backtrack back into the shit. But go ahead, Marcus.
No, I love that book. The simple fact that it makes you think outside the box. You know how to make your money work for you, and that falls in line with a lot of different things about networking. How you use networking to advance yourself in life. Because the one thing they teach us they don't teach us in school is that the people that you know is going to be the ones that's going to carry you to where you want to be in life. It's not about it's not always about what you know. It's about who you know. And that book practically takes a version of that and breaks it down into a way that's very understandable to help you get to succeed in life. I love the book Crucial Conversations. I'm really bad at authors, so I'm like not that great at remembering names of authors, so I apologize. But Crucial Conversations is a great book to read for the simple fact is that you're literally learning how to talk to people in a way that gets your point across without offending them, but
Yeah.
making them understand what you are trying to accomplish. And that's the
Yeah.
one thing I feel like as society we all have issues with, is learn how to talk to one another in a way that, hey, if I need you to do something, I can't talk to you a certain way if I don't know which conversation technique is more susceptible to you to help you learn and get that that particular item done. So
Yeah.
crucial, great book to always read. And then this was the book that my first mentor when I was in college actually told me about, was triphasic with triphasic training.
Yeah.
Yeah, triphasic. I love triphasic.
Was
I've
it,
done
is
That
like fucking,
How
yeah,
deep?
one of my favorites.
Yup, by
Chaldees. Chaldees.
Yeah.
it is a great book to learn and read from, especially if you're really new to the strength and conditioning world, or you're learning how to train athletes, because you have your normal population and then you have your athletes, and you have to learn how to be able to train the two differently but also the same. And learning from Chaldees is a great way to do so by reading that book. So I'll definitely recommend a lot of people to do that, especially if you're a new coach and you're potentially want to learn how to train athletes. That's a great basic guideline of how to get there.
Yeah, I think those are great. All right, we don't have that much more time, and obviously because we all talk too much anyway, we're a little bit over. But I just want to go over one last thing, favorite quotes, and then we'll leave it at that. Okay, so Leo, favorite quote of all time, doesn't matter, like rap song, anything, man. Just go ahead, shoot.
Man, there's too many quotes to have a favorite, but one that sticks to me right now is be more, do more, do more, be more. And that basically just saying, so let's take it for fitness. I'd rather take the Batman approach, where Batman is like a solid A minus in everything he does. And a lot of people think a Joker of all trade is a master of none. Well, I don't look at it that way. We're all humans. Why get focused on one thing your whole life for the whole 100 years you're on the planet, instead of experiencing everything out there
Yeah,
and getting as much as you can from every aspect? So I know power lift. I'm also Olympic lifting. I also do strongman stuff. I also ran 6 miles the other day and passed out. But it's all about getting out there, because eventually once you start doing more, you'll become more. Because you became more, you can do more. And so it's just
yeah,
an infinite loop
yeah,
of everything in life.
yeah.
Everything comes back around and comes back tenfold stronger every time.
100%. Marcus, shoot.
Um, Mine would be right at the moment be, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And
Yeah,
I love the quote, because you should never think that you know more than the next person, because it's always a learning opportunity for yourself if you're surrounded by people who are willing to expand their knowledge and be
yeah,
willing to actually listen to one another to grow mentally, as well as expand their own experiences and knowledge to others as well. So that's always
yeah.
mine.
I love that. I love that. I think one of my newest favorite quote is, "Don't let learning only lead to knowledge. Let learning also lead to action." I think what usually happens is that people, like I was talking about before, people read all this stuff, do all this stuff, but don't do anything with it. Yeah, I mean, they read all these books and don't actually take the action to do anything. So I think learning it and actually putting it into actionable form is very important in every aspect of life. All right, so we'll leave it. We'll end it at that. Okay. Appreciate your guys' time. All right. Congratulations on everything that you guys are doing. I know this is a weird ass time, man. Congratulations on the baby, Leo, Marcus, man. Everything you're doing is great, man. Love both you guys. And man, I'll see you guys later.
No, definitely, man. Love you too, man.
All right, man. All right. So I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. I'll
Y'all
see
be
you guys
safe.
later. All right.